What feels like an eternity ago? The first chapter. There were so many promises about how my year would look like. I felt like I was on the verge of a drastic change, so excited and hopeful for whatever adventure was awaiting.
Hey guys, I don't know how this is gonna go. It's so hot. I thought it was gonna be cold. Yeah, that's all I had to say. I don't know what I'm gonna do. When I have something interesting to do, I will bring you guys along for the journey, but currently I don't.
February. Wow. February? February was just so fast paced that I lost touch with everything and who I was, where I was going, where I was headed. It was this place where I was in this constant competition with my goals and where I needed to be versus where I was. I thought, I can do it all, but I realize now that I was just driving myself into a burnout. When I look back at these clips and the person who is trying to find their way, trying to find a way to navigate their goals and reach the final destination as quickly as possible, I realize now that I was just driving myself crazy, that I was rushing what was meant to be a process. February was just a place where I just wanted to have chapter 1 and the end. But what about all the other chapters? What about the in-between? What took place for me to get to the final chapter? That's what I lost. That's what I completely lost track of. And that drove me into that place of losing myself. March. Yep, I was right about that burnout I mentioned, because that is exactly what happened in March. March, you were a headache. Up to this point, I'd been so focused on rushing everything that March just became a progression of February. My end goal obsession just grew bigger and bigger and bigger. I gave up my time for anything or anyone in my life. I didn't show up for loved ones that needed me because, well, this obsession with the end goal. I remember giving up spending time with family, loved ones, friends, turning down being around people other than in the company of myself. April, also my birthday month. A time that called for change, but I neglected that and the cycle repeated itself. April became another January, February, and March, and this time it included an identity crisis.
I have just come back from dinner. I need to change for my next thing on the itinerary. Let's see what we have to do. Yes, guys, look at it. Just matches the whole thing, right? Guys, she's comparing the quadratic formula to monologues. Like, oh my gosh. You're sleeping up. Like, I'm sleeping up there, that's the problem. I'm going to I'm going to my on-camera host and monologue class.
I'm not gonna sit here and not acknowledge all the blessings that came into my life during this time period. I got blessed with a lot of beautiful opportunities, wonderful friendships, and I am truly grateful for all that. I think what made me lose myself and my identity is because of all the different changes that came in such a short span of time that in May, I decided to just invest in school and leave the whole identity and figuring out who I was and where I was going to the side. So May, it was just books.
Places, my love, she said, my love is waiting to set me free.
June was a time of inspiration. I was inspired to go on a journey of personal investment. I needed self-actualization. I didn't know what that meant or what it entailed, but I just jumped in because I was ready to finally live my journey. July and August came by and I was doing just that, living with the aim of grow through what you go through. And I began to develop this relationship with myself that I had longed for so long.
Been a long time since I've seen you. Say you're fine, but what you've been through, you're better now. You're better.
Tacos getting cold, so we take it to the crib. Television magic, got just where we sit. Bollywood for hours, why they always extra? And when you're on my mind, girl, I think that I should text you. We should go to Thailand, live like royalty, or start a revolution, give away for free. And I never fall asleep, but I fell right into you. Like Sunday morning wake-ups, you're like Saturday cartoons, but it's only for the hour, 'cause it never ever fails. You're the greatest flower, 'cause you do.
October was a period of loss in many aspects of my life. But I am grateful for all that loss I occurred in this month. For through it all, I have gained in the unexpected. Of course, in the moments of the loss, it wasn't easy to deal with. It took a toll on most of my days, but I took it step by step and immersed myself fully into the journey, acknowledging that everything happens for a reason, and now I am grateful for that time in my life. The second last chapter of 2021. Yep, you guessed it, November. So you bet I did all I could to make a memorable time out of it. I deeply miss it because it was so free. I didn't care about my obsession about the end goal or whatever achievement I expected for 2021. That all didn't matter. All that mattered was the fact that I had set these goals in the first place and the work that I did to achieve the end point, that even if it didn't correspond with the end goal I wanted, what mattered was I cared. I cared enough to try, to keep going, to keep growing, to immerse myself within the journey. The biggest lesson and gift I've received this year was learning that my life isn't a race. That I need to live life and immerse myself in everything that I do, regardless of why I do it. That there will be disappointment, failure, falling, picking yourself up again, losing yourself, rediscovering a new self, stumbling upon a different journey, a variety of setbacks, wins, and the whole deal. I realized that that's the reason why I am here, to live, and that living meant all of that. I'm not saying that you shouldn't set goals for yourself and expect outcomes. No. What I am saying is do whatever you want for your life, but don't forget to immerse yourself in all that you do, regardless of why you're doing it. I'm saying live in the moment because we can only grow through what we go through. Happy New Year, everyone.